Before they come to Nick's garage, some engines have an easy life. But this one had it rough. Nick's Garage is supported by Atlas Equipment and K-Tool International.
Hi, I'm Nick, and this is Nico, and welcome to Nick's Garage. Alright, we got another engine on the dyno, and this is again another 446 barrel that belongs to Todd from Ontario for his 1970 CUDA. Well, this was a 440 engine that came in here. Originally had no intake manifold, no six-pack, probably was a 4-barrel. But the engine was in rough shape. So this engine came in with a lot of noises, damaged rockers, lack of oil pressure, running very rich, valve cover issues, and all these little items. Well, we also had another issue with the engine, that it had a radical camshaft. You know, he has power brakes on the car, power brakes didn't work. So this is what we did. First of all, we took apart the engine and we found out that it needed a lot of little things. First of all, the crankshaft was 30 under on the mains, on the rods, and of course there was a lot of clearance. I bought some new bearings, I checked it, and we still had too much clearance between the bearing and the crankshaft. So what we did is we got another crankshaft, another set of bearings, rebalanced the engine, honed the cylinders, put a new set of rings, and of course taking apart the valves, and of course we went through it, and we just figured out that this engine, that these cylinder heads, I should say, they really ported them out really too much. And of course it had two 18 intake valves. Well, they're not my kind of heads. You know, there are 906 castings. They've been ported out. And of course they were, you know, when they port out too much, you lose velocity. But you know what? We did a valve job. We cleaned them up. We put new valve seals and we put them back into the, onto the engine. It's got flat top pistons. It had a set of thick header gaskets of 39 thou. We did not deck the block, we did not cut the heads, we put everything back the way it was, but this time we went with a thinner head gasket. And the camshaft, being a solid lifter roller, we detuned the cam. We tried to get a cam that, of course, had more vacuum for power brakes, and of course, to be more streetable. It is a street car. You know, it came here, it was a mistreated 440. Oil leaks, noises, it wasn't running well, it ran very rich all the time. And it was too radical for him to drive it. So he wanted to do something more simple. So what we did is we just brought up the compression up a little bit. We used the same heads. And of course we went with a milder solid lifter camshaft. And then later on, Todd brought in a brand new intake manifold and a brand new 6-pack and brought it here for me to put it all together. Yes, and this engine went through a lot of little things. For example, the valve covers. You know, they're aluminum valve covers. And you know, when the headers are on the engine, listen to this. When the headers are on the engine, you couldn't remove the valve cover on the other side. Why? Because the header was in the way. So we had to bend that pipe on the other side outwards about a 7/16 of an inch so we can remove the valve cover. So we got that fixed. And then we had these ugly screws or bolts to put the valve cover back on, you know, the bolt and the washers. Yeah. So then I decided to go to studs from ARP, like so. And then when you put the studs in, all you have to do is put the valve cover in place, and the nuts that come with the ARP studs are so simple to put back together. Then we had another problem. It just doesn't end. See, this is a ratchet 7/16, right? Right. It's a regular deep socket 7/16. You want to put it here, and of course, just tighten the valve cover or remove the valve cover. But after I installed the studs and putting on the valve cover, I couldn't put the ratchet in place. Even though we had a socket, I couldn't put the socket in place because the angle of the studs and the valve cover were jamming the socket, and I couldn't put it on.
It was going too far in.
It was going too far in. So what we did is both studs on the lower side, on the outer, on both sides, I had both studs bent downwards so I could fit my socket in place like so. So we did that too. And now finally, we got the valve cover to work with the studs. And then we found another problem. Come on this side. It just doesn't end with these aluminum valve covers. we have to trim the valve cover over here, like you see here, so that we could make space to pass without removing the distributor. If you take a good look, I trimmed the valve cover. You know, just the one valve cover with the bolts, the studs, the header, the trimming of the distributor, all in because of a valve cover. And you know, like I always said, I never found the headers, but removing a valve cover that Todd couldn't do because he says he had to remove the header every time, because being a solid lifter cam, you need to adjust it once in a while. You got to remove the valve cover so you can do the adjustments. So anyways, we fixed that problem. We bent the header out, put the studs, trimmed the valve cover, finally got it going. And of course, while the engine was running, you had very, very low oil pressure. And because of that, look what happened. He's got roller rockers, lack of oil, and of course, the rocker shaft and the rockers got damaged. So we had to replace the 2 rocker shaft and all 16 rockers. Why? Because maybe he had too much bearing clearance, he had not enough oil pressure, and because the rockers didn't get any oil, of course, if they got worn out. And he also told me that every time he used to run the engine, he kept constantly adjusting the valves, and within a few miles, he had to readjust them again. That is because the rockers were wearing out and giving him more clearance. So this is the reason why he brought it here. So this is what we've done. We just refreshed the engine, put a new oil pump on, replaced the crankshaft. We went with a 2020 crankshaft with all new bearings, new milling oil pump, of course, all new cam bearings. We also put a new timing chain, and we detuned the camshaft. We went back to the roller solid lifter lifters that he had, same push rods, and we did 16 new valve seals, nothing more than that, and of course a fresh 6-pack or 6-barrel. So I've been calling this a Mistreated 440. You know, I finished building it, I threw it in the dyno, and I said, you know what, let me get it running before we make a video. I had it running for a while because I just wanted to make sure that the carburetors were working, we had no any leaks or anything like that. You know, I wanted to check the timing, I wanted to make sure there's no valve covers leaking or anything like that. Everything looked pretty good, so I said, you know what, we're gonna make a video out of this. So I shot everything down, and before you know it, the very next day I walked in the dining room, I found a stain right in the back of the oil pan. I go, you gotta be kidding. Here we go. Now I'm ready to make tests, and I see a rear seal leaking on the crankshaft. You know, like I said, 90% I get it correct, 10% sometimes you miss. And you know, like I say, 1 out of 10 440s might leak oil. This is number 10. The other 9 440s didn't leak any oil. I was very lucky. So anyways, so we sat here the other night, Robert, myself, and Manny. We changed the rear seal, let the silicone dry it up, which was the other day. Yesterday, I put the oil back in the engine, and then you know what? I left it at that. Then I said, you know what? Let me get it running today. Let's warm it up. And I'm just gonna hope, I'm not looking for horsepower. I'm gonna hope that this thing doesn't leak any oil. So it's nice and cold right now. All I wanna do is warm it up, run it, beat it the right way, and see how it goes. And I hope it doesn't leak any oil whatsoever. So we're ready to get it started right now. And I just wanted to tell you folks, this is a roller cam. It does not need a break-in. All we're gonna do is get it started, warm it up. I'll make one test just to heat sink or heat soak the block. Then after that, we're gonna record the testing and HP and of course the torque readings. All right, we're ready. Are you guys ready? Let's do it.
After you.
Here we go. Put the O2 sensors on. I guess we're ready to go ahead. See, this is what we're going to look for. See that?
Yeah.
We want to see.
Then it's not good.
You want to see when it gets hot, that it says 40 and above, 35 and above, or PSI. So right now it's cold. You can see it's cold, and we're going to see this there fuel ratio. Don't forget, this engine ran rich, no oil pressure, or should I say very low oil pressure. gonna give it a few minutes, warm it up. It's gonna take a while. The water is very, very cold. I'm gonna turn off the water pump, pick up some to heat it up much quicker. I'm gonna turn off the pump on the coolant.
It looks like a couple of drops of water on the pad.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Area. Not yet. So far. That's water. That bolt is water. We have a water stain on the right side where the header is because the header bolts go inside the water jacket.
Yeah.
And we gotta put a lot of sealer on the threads because if you don't, water comes out of there.
Yeah.
So that is the reason why there's a little water stain over there.
Right.
So if Todd's gonna put the headers back onto the car, he's gotta put a sealer on all the header bolts because there's coolant behind there.
Right.
That's where the stain is from. But my concern is the rear seal on the back of the pad.
Yeah.
That's my concern right now. Let's warm it up, give it some time. And let's see how it goes. Gotta warm it up pretty good. Okay, so far, let me see that. Let's take a look at the rear seal. See, the rear seal is in that area. Nico, you would see it. Nico, you would see it on the pan. On the pan.
Yeah.
You would see it there. Give it time. We're gonna rev it up. Heat it up. Let's go. Beat it.
I was just checking. If it was just sweating a bit, you would see the drop right on
Oh,
top.
it's gonna drop there. You'll see.
Yeah.
Came in the next day. It had a stain there. I don't know. Sometimes it takes a while. So far, so good, eh? Air fuel ratio looks good. Oil pressure looks good. We're running octane 94 Petro-Canada. We got a compression ratio of, I believe, 10.4 compression ratio. We've got cast iron heads, which are 906 castings. We've got the lockers of 1.5 roller lockers. It's a mechanical cam. That's a mild cam, it's not a crazy cam. If you guys can take a good look, we're on the borderline for vacuum for power brakes. A 950 to 1000 RPM, check out the vacuum reading. And the car is equipped with power brakes, so this cam is gonna work with his power brakes. Not like before that he needed a vacuum booster, a vacuum power vacuum pump, you know? You know, some people, when you have a big cam, you need to get a electronic vacuum pump.
Yeah.
But in this case, you don't need to. lot of guys, when they build an engine, sometimes they put a radical cam, but they forget everything else, you know. And the more vacuum you have in an engine, it's a lot easier to tune the carburetors. Also, if the car is equipped with power brakes or an air grabber or vacuum operated headlamp doors, you need a cam to operate with that. Or you're gonna have to, some people don't want to install the electronic vacuum pump as an option. They want to run it off the engine, like so. You know, we build engines here to keep it very simple. Turn the key and drive it. You know, you want to use pump gas, you don't want to use electronic vacuum pumps, just keep it simple. And this is what we do here. Are we looking for crazy power? No. Bah, I don't know. But I don't know what Tyler's looking for. I'm hoping to make over 450 for sure. So let's just make one test, heat sink it, and then after that, we're going to start recording. And here we go. I didn't say where we're going to take it to from 3,000. Here, let me take a look just to let you guys know. We took it from 3,000 to 5,700 RPM. Okay. Now that was just a heat sink. We're at 36, 37 degrees full timing. There's no vacuum advance on this distributor. And right now, Nico went out there to see for an oil leak, so let's go take a look. Hey, nothing, eh? Okay, good, good. That's what worries me.
I just saw this washer loose and I said, oh no, it's one of the bolts loose.
Yeah, it's good, it's good, look. You would, Chico, you would see it, you would see the stain.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Okay, good. You know what? It is a 445 cubic inch because it's a 30 overbore engine. Oil pressure looks good. Let's take a look one more time on idle. Just check it out, you guys. Look, Nico, this is what I'm looking at. 950 RPM. Look at the oil pressure. You want to make sure. Look at the air-fuel ratio. Okay? Air-fuel ratio is perfect. Just what we wanted. So here we got something to heat soak the block. That's all I wanted to do. Now we're going to make another test and start recording our numbers. I just wanted to make sure the oil pressure is good. So far we did one test, there's no oil leak. You don't, Nico, you don't have to look at the pan. Look at the pan on the tray.
Yeah.
So, so far so good, I'm happy. The oil pressure is good on idle, air fuel ratio looks good. Power, just to heat soak the block, we're already at 478. Not bad. Okay, can we get to 500? I don't know. We haven't played with time yet. I know the air fuel ratio is good. I'm just take a fast look at it. The air fuel ratio is 12.5, 12.6, 12.7. Well, I'm gonna leave it at that. It's pure factory carburetors. I'm not gonna play with them. Maybe we're gonna advance the timing. We're at 36, 37, maybe. I don't know. I think it's perfect where it is, but doesn't matter. Like I said, I'm more concerned about oil pressure, hot idle, and the rear seal leaking. And let's see if we can make some power. Six pack opens up and you see it's like a rolling thunder. Whoa! Anyways, you guys want to see it, we're going to do it again. You ready? Let's do it. Put the fan on and let's do it again. Here we go. You ready, Nico?
I'm always ready.
Here we go. bad. We're climbing. 483. Let's go take a see if there's an oil leak at the rear pan. Right here. Let's go.
Man, I love that stove.
Looking good, looking good. Look at that.
Good.
Good, it's good. It's good. Shut the fan, Nico. Shut the fan, Nick. Looking good. We're at okay, now we start looking at our horsepower and torque readings. Okay. Wow. 528, 529, 529.5 foot-pounds of torque at 4,100 RPM. And our horsepower is at 483 at 5,500 RPM. Hey, it's not gonna climb any more than that. There it is, 530 foot-pounds of torque, 483 horsepower. My concern, like I said, our air-fuel ratio, oil leaks, and a valve train wearing out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make one more test. I'm gonna still leave the timing where it is. I believe it's at 36 degrees. I'll make another test. I wanna check that the oil pressure stays where it is. And then again, after that, I'm going to remove the valve covers and I want to see if the lash is where it was before. So make one more test and we'll take it from there. Something happened there.
Could that be the water evaporating from what we were talking about earlier?
It could be. I'm going to take a look right now. I want to go see if there's any noises, check for a rear leak.
Yeah.
Let's check everything. We're at 485 and still climbing. Good. Now looking good. Oh, it's good. I'm happy.
I think it's just water.
No, it's good. Good. We're good. Good. Oil pressure. Hot, vital. It's good. 84. We're at 45 foot-pounds of oil pressure. Right there. Nico, that's what I'm concerned about. Okay, you know what we're going to do now? I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to remove the valve covers. I want to check the valve train. I want to make sure everything's going good. I mean, oil pressure is good. Air-fuel ratio is good. Power, we're at 485 at 5,700 PM and we were still climbing. Air-fuel ratio is good. 12.8. And of course, now the graph. There we go. Not bad. It's pretty smooth. Take a look. Nico, we're going to remove the valve covers. I want to take a look underneath.
What size socket?
7/16. It's on the ratchet. We'll start the driver's side. So far, that's our best test. 485 at 5,600. Maybe I should take it to 6,000. We're going to see in a little while. First of all, let me check my valve train. I want to make sure. You know, we broken the valve train because we got all new rockers installed. I want to make sure the lash is good because, you know, you're supposed to adjust it when it's hot. I did it one time when I warmed up the engine the other day, but I want to make sure it stays there. Now that we've been revving it up, oil pressure is good, air fuel ratio is good. We got the rear seal. So let me look at the valve lash and take it from there. What do we got? Looking good, man. No seal leaking.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm not lucky. Get that? I put the engine on the dyno, and then the next day we see the seal leaking. So Robert, me, and Manny, we changed it last Saturday. Oh, now it's okay. It's okay. Yep. Now I'm happy. I want to take a look at the valve train right now. You know, like I remember Todd when he brought in the engine, he had very low oil pressure. And my concern is that now that we put a new set of rockers and new rocker shafts, I want to make sure it's getting oil up there. I want to make sure the lash stays there. And of course, just double checking everything. Now that I see the rear seal is doing pretty good. Our horsepower is at 485. Solid lifter cam. We got lots of vacuum for power brakes. Air fuel ratio is good. Oil pressure is good at hot and idle. So right now, I'm just left with the valve lash. And you know what? Maybe I'll advance the timing another degree and we'll take another test after that. But I think where it is, it's perfect. 36, 37 degrees.
You want me to start on the other side or not yet?
Yes. Let me take out, this is what you do, Nico. Look at this. You take out this wire, put it like so. You take out this one. Then you disconnect the PCV valve like so. And now, here we go. I'm gonna put this over here. Okay, you wanna see what a valve train looks like?
Sure.
Watch this. There we go.
That's cool.
You want to make sure this thing has lots of oil. So far, look at that. It's all wet. You're looking good, eh? See, when you have a solid lifter, it's hot.
Yeah, that's why I went for the magnet.
Okay, now you can take off the other side. Now, this is the challenge. That valve cover was a challenge to remove.
Yeah.
And you know, now reinstalling the valve cover back on, just to say, these nuts that have the washer one piece makes it a very simple installation. The studs stay there, drop in the valve cover. The only thing you do, you guys, like I tell a lot of people, the gasket makes the seal. I lightly glue the gasket on the valve cover so it stays in place, but I don't put anything between the gasket and the cylinder head. As you guys noticed, it did not leak in the first place. There we go.
Nick, you said remove the nuts on the corners first?
Yeah, this way here. Take them off. Take this one off, like so. Take this one off, like so. And I want to see this valve cover coming off without any header interference or any distributor interference, okay? This is what I'm concerned about. Now this valve cover took some time for me to get it done. I'm curious. Let's see now. I want to show our viewers what we've done here. It's so hot.
Yeah.
Well, it's normal. So it's got 180 degrees Fahrenheit. Those rockers are hot. I'm just gonna crank it a bit. Now that it ran so many times, it got hot, I can adjust the lash. It's 18 on the exhaust, 16 on the intake. You got it? Okay.
Couple more turns.
I'm curious. Let's see if we can take off this valve cover with any issues. You got it?
No. Couple more turns.
When you spin it off, put your finger there.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay now.
I didn't want to put it there because the
No, it's
header's
okay.
right there.
Yes.
I don't want to burn my
Don't forget, we had to bend the header this way. And here we go. Let's see if this comes off now. Ready?
Yep.
Watch this.
Coming
That
on.
was simple,
There we
eh?
go. Yeah.
There you go. Now some oil came out of the breather. Ah, it's the breather. Look, the oil came out of the breather.
Yeah.
Remember the smoke that you saw here, a
Yeah.
little puff of smoke? See that? That's from the breather. And you know, every time I put a breather on it, I put a shield right here. You see that shield?
Yeah.
But you don't want the oil there's a big storm in here, oil storm.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of splash. So if you don't have a shield, that oil is gonna go straight onto the breather and leak out like crazy. But anyways, we put a shield in to help it out, and it is what it is. So I want to take a look, see these lashes are good. We got these Mopar Performance rockers. They're made out of aluminum. They're 1.5 rocker arm ratio, and they're looking good. So look, the valve cover came off, no sweat.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember you had a big problem with that one. Let me tell you, Nico. This is a mechanical cam.
Right.
You see this? It's not loose. It's adjustable. Look, this is supposed to be 18. Watch this. You want to make sure that the valve is closed. This is the way I do it. See now, you saw the valve closed.
Yeah, yeah.
The valve with the spring up. You see the lash here now? Look at this. 18. It's perfect. If it's too loose, we tighten them up. You loosen the nut, you turn this clockwise to tighten the gap. That's an exhaust. Now we go to this exhaust. Let's look at this one. Look at this. See, 18 there. Now let's check that one. I'm sure this one's closed also. Watch this. See that? 18. Now we check the last one. That's the other exhaust. See, you go by the exhaust ports, okay? There we go. That's good. Now we choose the other side.
Right.
See, 18 is on the exhaust, 16 is on the intake. The exhaust always has more lash because that's a hotter, the valve gets hotter on the exhaust side.
So for this side, is it the same? So this would be exhaust?
Yeah, same thing. The exhaust, look. The
So
exhaust
it should
port.
just be snug when you put it in,
Watch
correct?
this, watch this. Yeah, look, watch. I'm going to fix that for you. Try that. See, that's 18. You can push it in, you'll see. You see it? Now, take it out. Let's try this one. Watch this. Try it.
Let me put it in.
You can put it in. Don't
Yeah, I
worry.
know. It's just I don't want to burn myself on the headers.
Go sideways.
Yeah,
Sideways.
this would probably work
From the
better.
side.
Yeah. Come on. Almost.
I want to
There we
see.
go.
Okay? That's
Yeah,
good?
it feels.
You should feel some drag. Okay?
It feels slightly looser than the last one, but I
Doesn't
think
matter
it
as
should
long as you feel a drag. Let me see it.
be- Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I feel the drag, but it's still you can feel it a little. You know what I mean?
Okay. Hold that.
Yeah.
I'm going to tighten it just a bit. Let me try it to see if it's a little bit tighter. No, a little bit more. Hold that. Give it to me. Let me try it again. There. Try it now. Okay, pull it straight.
Yeah.
Now we're going to do this one. Watch yourself. Go ahead.
We're going from this way.
Yep. Sideways.
Yeah.
Just feel some drag? I see you do. You do?
I feel a bit of. It felt like the last one.
It's okay. You see? It's good. Now
Yeah.
we'll do the last one. It's good. You have to feel some
so
drag.
this
If you
one
don't
right
feel
here?
a drag, no, the last one.
Last one, okay.
This one. Watch
Alright.
yourself. There. Okay? You
I feel a
some
little
drag?
bit of drag,
As long as you feel something. Now,
but it
okay,
still
I'm gonna
feels
go.
a bit
I'm gonna
loose.
go a
I
little
would
bit
say
more.
A little, yeah.
I'm gonna go a little bit more so it can be like the others, okay? But this one here is a challenge to get in there. I'll manage, don't you worry. Try it now. You got it? Okay. Now
Yeah.
we're gonna do the intake. The intake is 2 thou less. We're gonna go to 16, like so. Now we're gonna do the intakes. You see it?
Yeah.
16 thou. Now we do this one. See? No port. Try it. Straight ahead. Push it in there. Okay. Now let's try this one. Go ahead.
Gonna go from the side.
Yep.
Oh,
Watch yourself.
Yeah.
As long as you feel the drag, okay? Take it out.
I feel
Try
it feels a bit looser than the last one, but there's still a drag.
It's still a drag. It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Now we do this one. Hold on. There. Go ahead. You
There's
see
still
that?
a bit of a drag, but it's
No, we can tighten.
still,
We can.
yeah, a little
This is
bit.
where we can tighten a little bit. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Let me just tighten this one. I'm doing the lash because I like to do it when it's hot. Do it now.
Yeah.
You good?
Now I can feel it.
Now you can feel it? Okay, now we do this one. That one. It's a
There's
drag.
a bit of a drag, yeah.
It's good. Let's go on the other side.
All right.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
So far, so good. Let's start with this one. You ready?
Yep.
This one here. Go ahead. Okay, take it out. I see what you did. Now this one. You ready? The intake is there. The intake is there. You see that? There. Try that one.
This one feels a bit looser than the other one.
Let me see that.
Yeah.
Hold that. Let's tighten up a little bit. Don't forget the valve change just took a little beating,
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Try it now. Is it right?
Quite a bit.
So, that's good. Let me make sure it's tight. Hold on. I'm sure it is. Check it one more time, okay? Check it one more time. You got it? Okay. Now we have this one. Are you ready? Watch yourself. That one.
Yeah, this one feels
Very loose?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not very loose, but
Let's not.
quite a bit
like,
looser than the last one.
Okay, try it out. You feel it, eh?
Yeah.
I can see it. Okay. Now this one. There. Too loose?
Yeah.
Try now. I see you have drag, eh?
Yeah, that's good.
Let me see it again. Now put your valve cover.
All right.
Now put on your valve cover. Take your time. Okay. There you go. That was easy, eh?
Yeah, went pretty well.
Look at how easy this one's gonna go in.
I won't tighten it down because I know you have to have a perfect feel for it. I'll just put on the nuts. Did I leave?
Ok, Ketam. À prochaine, man.
That's it, you guys.
Okay, merci.
Where's the... There we go. I'm just gonna borrow this really quick.
Okay, so we went through the lashes with Nico. I checked them. Only a few of them were off by just a bit. So it's a good sign. Now that we revved it up a few times, we heated it up. I do not believe it needs another adjustment. So it's good for another maybe 5 to 10,000 miles before it does another lash adjustment. Looks pretty good. So let's get it running again and see how it goes, okay? Same time, let's do some further testing. I'm sure the HP is going to be the same. We haven't done any changes. Just a little lash, but that will not make any difference. See how easy it is?
Yeah.
You know, we had some ugly bolts and washers before to install the valve covers, which made our job very miserable to install. So I went with the studs on the valve cover, which made our job a lot more simple, like you just got right there. And with these nuts, you drop them on the studs, then take the ratchet and put them on. You see what I do? Look what I do. There we go. Give me that. You just do this. Look at this. Look how simple it is. Look. Look how simple it is.
But on the other side, I didn't tighten them down though. I just put them on for you.
I also marked the valve covers for him, right and left.
Yeah.
If you look in the back, there's an R for the right hand side and there's an L on the left side. We're gonna beat it and treat it the correct way. So let's do it again. I'm just curious. Want to make sure, except for that breather that, you know, they're not very well designed. It shot some oil out here before. When I did my last test, did you notice, Nick? Nico, did you notice some smoke on this side on the header? That was the oil coming out of the
Breather valve.
The breather, that's right. Anyways, they're awful design breathers. You know, the factory breathers go right to the air cleaner. They don't go exposed out like that, like the olden days.
So,
But anyways, that's how these valve covers are designed. That's what these breathers are for. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm worried about other issues, not that.
so back in the day, the oil would go into the air cleaner?
Yes, the fumes
Okay,
from
just
the
the fumes.
crankcase, yes. It would breathe it back into the engine.
Okay.
It's part of emissions. This is not emissions. Like this would be illegal in California, depending on, I don't know what restrictions they have there,
Yeah.
but I know in many cases that's not legal, depending on the year of the car also. Let's start her up. Let's see how it goes. Are we ready? Let's do it.
Let's go.
Let me put my, oh, I forgot the O2 sensors on. See, that's what concerns. Oil pressure on idle. Air fuel ratio is good. And you know, when the valves are very loose, you can hear them go click, 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 click. If you take a look or take a sound effect, watch.
Yeah, you don't hear nothing.
The oil. Okay, here we go. I'm going to print this down anyways.
Still leaking a bit though.
No, it's on the valve cover here. We squeezed the oil out of the gasket.
Okay.
But that's the rear seal. That valve cover gasket is going to burn off right now.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do a printout. Are you ready? Make another test. Put the fan on. Here we go. Check for leaks again. Check the rear seal. Take a look.
Hold on
How does
a
it
minute.
look? Anything?
I don't see any drops there, but
No,
looks like
that's...
it's not drops. Maybe that
No,
was
there's
just
nothing.
from
There's
before.
nothing there, man. I don't see anything. Anyway, this is what I'm concerned about right there. Right
No,
there.
it's looking good.
It's good. It's good. Okay. So far, the oil pressure is still good. I'm going to try it one more time. You know what? I'm going to advance the timing 1 degree. Let's see if it does anything.
Yeah, why not?
You see how that six-pack opens up?
Yeah, well,
Right away. And of course, then you could tune this, but you know, this is a brand new six-pack. It's basically, like I said, it's a mild cam, and it should work properly in the car. It should be no doubt any problems with it anyways. I've got the distributor marked at 36. I'm going to advance it just a bit, see what it does. Or else I'm going to put it back where it was. Then after that, if everything goes well, from what I see, I'm calling Todd in from Ontario to come see this running.
And what was it bored out to, Nick?
This is 30 overboard.
Okay.
It's got a 10.4 compression ratio, and it's running on 94 octane cast iron heads. And you know what? You see, it's got a smooth idle. It's got lots of vacuum.
Yeah.
It runs on pump gas. This should be a nice driver on the street. And that six-pack works awesome. And we got good air fuel ratio. And you know what? Cool down the room. Let's make another test one more time before I call my client. And here we go. Okay, we just advanced to 1 degree. Is it gonna make any difference? I don't know. So far, we did a good, we pulled out 485 horsepower, 56. And you know what? I'm gonna bring it up a little bit higher RPMs right now. We're gonna take it to 5,800 RPM. Here we go. I advanced to 1 degree, 37, maybe 38, I'm not sure, something like that. And I'm ready. Okay, here we go. That's 5,900 RPM. We're back there, 484, 485. Same horsepower. I want to see the torque numbers. 537, 537.5 at 4,000 RPM. You see how the oil comes out of the breather?
Yeah, I just saw
You
that.
see, that's a poor design breather.
Yeah.
There it is. We have it right there now. So far, so good. Let me just look at the graph. This is pretty cool. See how smooth it is?
Yeah.
It's pretty smooth. The red is the torque numbers. The blue is the horsepower numbers. We're at 483.5. The torque number is at 537.5. So we have 540 foot-pounds of torque at 4,000 RPM. That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. Nico, go take a look. Do you see any leak on the pan, okay? I'm curious, man. This is what worries me the most.
No, it's looking good.
Looking good.
Don't see nothing.
I mean, how much guarantee can you give, man? After all, I did my best. And I think I know what I'm doing when it comes to the rear seal. Anyways, sometimes, you know, we try different things, but in this case, I think it was a simple job. We had it installed. We offset it about 7/16 of an inch. And I think we're ready to make one more test and then I'm going to give up. I'm going to leave it at 37 degrees. I'm going to see it, or I go back to 36. Either way, once you tune it in the car, you'll see. You know, sometimes with the mufflers, you might have detonation. So you back it up a couple of degrees, you know. But now we're running here open headers, open exhaust with a 6-inch exhaust pipe.
Yeah.
And it's looking good. The only thing I don't like is the breathers.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about the breathers. Valve covers don't leak, the rear seal don't leak. Idle is good. Did you see the oil pressure on idle?
Yeah.
That's another thing to look at one more time. We got a brand new Melling high pressure oil pump. I do not use high volume pumps. High pressure does the job for me. And that's what we need. The valve train is good. You see the valve train? Only a few off by a few thou.
Yeah.
No big deal. That was great. Okay. One more test. Let's do it. And we're going to finalize it. Okay. One more test. Okay, I'm just going to make one final test and call it quits. Like I said, we're beating it, treating it the way it should be. Is the customer going to take it at 6,000 RPM? I'm not so sure. But I am one more time. And, you know, we're going to try it at 37 degrees and take it from there. So it is for the last time. Here we go. We're going to take it to 5,900 RPM. .488, not bad, eh? We're still
Pretty
going
good.
up. I don't think I'm going to go more than 37 degrees. Now, before I shut it off, I want to listen to my valve train. Check out the oil pressure on idle when it's hot.
54.
Air fuel ratio is good.
Yeah.
It's not running rich. Oil pressure is good. Check for the rear seal. Check for valve train noises, and then we'll call it quits. It's all good. Yeah, good. How does it look? Good?
Good.
Good, the air fuel ratio, check it out. Oil pressure, 50 pounds. I'm going to bring the RPM down. Here we go. Quiet, quiet. And these are the best numbers we got. We're at 488.4 at 5,700 RPM. I'm gonna I'm going to print this one out. And of course, let's see the graph. This is pretty cool. Look at it. Look how smooth it went. This is nice. Take a look at the graph. This is our best test so far. 37 degrees. I'm not going to go any further. I'm going to leave it like that because, like I said, it has a chance of detonation or pinging noises when the mufflers are on. Anyways, it's set at 37. I'm going to deliver like that. So now it's my time to call my client Todd to come in, see how it goes, and we'll take it from there.
So cool when the freaking opens up, man.
Okay, so there we have it. My concern, and this was a Mistreated 440. I don't know what you want to call this. We treated it pretty well, I guess. I think we did a fine job. So there you have it. We have no oil leak in the rear seal. Now, is it going to leak tomorrow after it cools down? I doubt it very much. But my client's going to be here this week to look at it. We're going to start up again, do some further testing, and we'll take it from there. But in the meantime, it looks good so far to me. 6-pack runs good, air fuel ratio is good, oil pressure is good, no major leaks of any kind. I'm happy. And there you have it. Nico, what do you think?
No, this was fun, man.
It was fun, eh?
I just love the way it opens up that.
And the best part is that 6-pack runs that opens up from 2 barrels to 6 barrels all in one shot. And thanks for watching us here on Nick's Garage.
And as Manny always says, don't forget to like and subscribe.
That's right. And you guys, if you look down below the video, we have a whole bunch of merchandise that you guys can buy. So whatever you like, buy it, love it, wear it, and enjoy it. And help spread the word of Nick's Garage. And if you have some time, check out our Patreon page. We have extra content and you guys can watch it and take it from there. And we'll see you next time.